Good morning, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto IO, the place where I read you the boring crypto news every morning, Monday through Friday, just so you don't have to. My name is Not Important, and I'm your host, LFG. Wells Fargo to pay $1 billion in shareholders lawsuit settlement. FTX leadership sues Sam Bankman-Fried over $220 million deal made prior to the bankruptcy. And Ripple case, SEC Hinman docs could become public by June 6th, lawyer says. Interesting. Hopefully this thing is coming to an end to the market. Current market cap sitting at 1.140 trillion. Bitcoin dominance 46.6%. ETH dominance 19.3%. According to CoinMarketCap, we are up 2.19% since yesterday. Bitcoin looked like it was going to tank yesterday, then turned around and told us all to kick rocks. It's going to do something different. We're going to look at that here in a second. Across the board, a little bit of green. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Yeah. 2s, 5s, 3s, 4s. Nothing completely crazy. Aave with the 6. Render 21% on the day, crushing it. Synthetics 11.68%. Optimism was 7.3. 8.5 on INJ. I'm holding an okay bag of INJ. I'm hoping that thing keeps going. Yep, let's go to Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin 4 hour. Again, from the drop from the weekend and the bounce, came up above the 27,310. Was hoping it would turn into support. It looked like it was going to. It's the last time I made a video. We were talking about this yesterday. I didn't do a video. I had some personal stuff I had to deal with. Unfortunately, that's just life. It is what it is. And then we tanked down. And we kind of bounced off of this 26.5, 26.6, somewhere in there. And then Bitcoin gave a big middle finger to the bears real quick and then took off yesterday. Now right here, we're doing exactly what we did over here. And we're turning that, what it looks like we're turning that 27,310 into support. Hopefully that momentum will continue. If we look at this on a smaller time frame, possibly, let's say the 1 hour. Let's look at a 2 hour. I'm curious. Yeah, you're kind of getting like a mini flag here. We could call this kind of a fake out. Or go to a 30-minute. This could be a flag with your breakout on the 30-minute. And then another mini flag. We'll see what it does. Yeah, guys, but that's it. Just Bitcoin doing what Bitcoin does, being a little erratic. Housekeeping rules per usual, or things per usual. Not a trading channel. I'm not a great trader. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. On top of that, this is not financial advice, nor am I a financial advisor. So don't listen to me. Trade at your own risk, guys. Do your own research. Crypto is heavy volatile and you could lose everything. But nothing really has changed, guys. Go back to the 4. I'm not a big swing trader. I'm just stacking bags right now. God, I hate it when that happens. Sorry about that. Anyway, guys, we're just watching these ranges right now. We are getting higher lows. Hopefully we continue up and to the right. Outside of that, guys, that's really all I got for you. Bitcoin's been being really boring lately. It's playing all the same ranges, all the same levels. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Again, I'm not the best trader. This isn't really a trading channel. I trade very simply, like I've always told you guys. I just watch support, resistance levels, and kind of the price action. That's it. That's all I really do. Outside of that, let's go on to the news. Wells Fargo to pay $1 billion in shareholders lawsuit settlement. A Redditor highlighted the recurring violations of regulations by banks, expressing their frustration at the relatively muted response from the SEC. Financial services firm Wells Fargo has reached a settlement in a class action lawsuit agreeing to pay shareholders $1 billion. The lawsuit alleged that the bank had misled its shareholders about its efforts to resolve the 2016 fake account scandal. Jesus, this is a case that went back to 2016. A $1 billion all-cash settlement was granted preliminary approval by the United States District Judge Gregory Woods in a Manhattan federal court. Another hearing will be held on September 8th for final approval. In a statement, the bank said it disagreed with the allegations made in the lawsuit. On the other hand, while it disagrees with the accusations, it is pleased to have resolved this matter. In December 2022, Wells Fargo also reached a $3.7 billion agreement with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to resolve allegations that the bank's actions had harmed more than 16 million individuals with deposit accounts, auto loans, and mortgages. At the time, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse compared Wells Fargo to issues with the FTX collapse. According to Garlinghouse, the world was outraged by FTX, which he believed to be appropriate. However, the CEO expressed his concerns about the lack of attention to the Wells Fargo case, considering that it also mismanaged billions in customer funds. Members of the community recently voiced similar concern on a recent Reddit forum. On May 17th, one Redditor said that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission should also look into banks. They wrote, "People put their hard-earned money in the bank, thinking it is 100% safe, take loans for houses, cars, only to be scammed out of it." The community member also argued that banks had violated regulations multiple times every single year, but the SEC stayed rather quiet about it. We all know this. Another Redditor echoed the sentiment, saying it's obvious the banks get a pass for the most part. Absolutely. We talk about this all the time here on the channel. Let me know what you guys think. Comments down below. Next story. FTX leadership sues Sam Bankman-Fried over $220 million deal made prior to bankruptcy. When FTX tried to sell the platform after filing for bankruptcy, the top bid was for just $1 million, representing a 99.5% decline in value. FTX lawyers are suing former CEO SBF, co-founder Xiao Wang, and former senior executive Nishad Singh over the $220 million acquisition of stock clearing platform Embedded, alleging lack of due diligence. Trying not to seize, I apologize. According to a May 17 filing, FTX had paid $220 million to acquire Embedded through its United States subsidiary after having allegedly performed almost no due diligence on the platform. After FTX filed for bankruptcy, the judge in charge of the proceedings approved the sales of Embedded and other assets of FTX, but the top bidder for the platform offered just $1 million, with FTX lawyers stating the bidders had figured out what the FTX group and FTX insiders did not bother to assess prior to the Embedded acquisition, namely that Embedded vaunted software platform was essentially worthless. While 12 entities have submitted non-binding indications of interest, the largest of which was $78 million, all but one declined to submit a financial bid after conducting more comprehensive due diligence. Embedded founders and former CEO Michael Gillis. According to FTX lawyers, Gillies had personally received approximately $157 million in connection with the acquisition, but his final bid to regain ownership of Embedded was paltry. Is this supposed to be partly? I don't know. Paltry $1 million, subject to reductions at closing. The lawyers additionally accused the FTX insider of taking advantage of the FTX group's lack of controls and record keeping to perpetrate a massive fraud by using misappropriated customer funds to facilitate the purchase of Embedded, while fully aware that the company was insolvent when finalizing the deal. The lawyers further alleged that misleading records were created to obscure Alameda Research's role in funding the embedded acquisition, claiming funds had been transferred between FTX entities, not from Bankman-Fried, Singh, and Wang as claimed. FTX wants the transactions to be labeled as avoidable fraudulent transfers and obligations and/or preferences, in addition to having claims made by the defendants disallowed until FTX can recoup the funds lost through avoidable transfers. FTX filed for bankruptcy on November 11th, 2022, and since then, its new leadership has been focused on clawing back funds to repay customers and creditors. It has also been considering a possible relaunch of the exchange. Jesus Christ, don't do that. Let me know what you guys think. Comments down below. Last story of the day, and I will get y'all out of here. Ripple case. The SEC Hinman documents could become public by June 6th. Lawyers say the infamous Hinman speech docs are required to be unsealed by June 6th. Why June 6th? Why can't we just do this now? According to a previous court order, defense attorney James K. Fillon says. Defense lawyer and former federal prosecutor James K. Fillon expects the infamous Hinman speech documents to be released publicly by June 6th, citing a previous court order. The Hinman documents relate to a 2018 speech from former Securities and Exchange Commission Corporation Finance Division Director Bill Hinman, who essentially stated that ETH was not a security. The documents involve the SEC's internal discussion and deliberations around his speech. In a May 17 Twitter thread, Fillon, who has been actively following the SEC versus Ripple case over the past couple years, provided an update on when the documents could be unsealed to the public. According to the court's 9/12 of 2022 order, the parties have 21 days to file public redaction versions of summary judgment documents consistent with the sealing ruling. June 6th is 21 days from yesterday's ruling, however, or how he wrote. Goodness. Yeah, let's see how much stuff they redact from it, though. Some, however, believe that the stated timeline could be impacted should the SEC file an appeal or the case goes into settlement. Another lawyer following the case, Jeremy Hogan, partner at Hogan and Hogan, not to be confused with Hulk Hogan, noted the SEC has roughly 10 days to file an appeal to the specific order. Others in the XRP community, such as Ashley Prosper One, believe that the prospect of the documents being unsealed could spur either side to pursue a settlement, as they both have information that they would not like the public to get their hands on. A tweet by Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse on May 16, however, indicates Ripple is keen to see the unredacted Hinman emails to be publicly available soon. Another win for transparency. Unredacted Hinman emails to be publicly available soon. Stay tuned as the lawyers work through the mechanics to make this happen. Yeah, Brad Garlinghouse doesn't seem to be scared about it. While Ripple Labs already has long had access to the documents, it views this aspect of the case as an important piece of evidence in the defense against the SEC and its assertions that XRP falls under classifications of security. The SEC filed a motion in late December to seal the documents from the public, arguing that the documents hold quote-unquote no relevance to the final outcome of the case, and that the SEC's mission outweighed the public's rights to access the document. Interesting. Let's take a big back step. Isn't all of the SEC's arguments that they're always supposed to protect the investor, the public investor, the retail investor, but they say these documents have no relevance to the final outcome of the case, and that the SEC's mission, their mission, what's their mission? Who knows? Outweighed the public's right to access the documents. Well, first of all, what's your mission? And why don't we have a right to see it if your job is to protect us? Okay. Anyway, Ripple Labs notched a win this week after the motion officially was denied on May 16th. No, that's it. That's the story. What does Hogan say? Let me read this real quick because that was kind of a weird place to just end the article. Court 10 nay. Dumb question. 1. I assume the judge T has already read through all the Hinman emails, so she and Ripple's legal counsel already know what's in those emails. When will Hinman emails be released to the public? And Hogan. Follow Hogan. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to this case. 1. Yes. 2. The SEC has 10 days to move for reconsideration, so I assume Ripple is asking them about that day. That today, excuse me. If the answer is we are not, then they could be released sooner, I imagine. Interesting. I'm curious to see what, because Garlinghouse is one of these released, and the Ripple side is one of these documents released for quite some time. And the SEC has been fighting it. Excuse me for yawning. I'm really curious to see what they say. But the weird part is that all parties involved in the case already know what's in them. But they're trying to seal them, I guess, so they can't be used as evidence, is what I would assume. I'm not a lawyer. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let's look at Bitcoin one last time before we get out of here. I'm going to go to 30, see what Biddy... Get out of here. What Biddy's doing. Biddy's moving up on a 30. Oh, look at it go. Run, baby, run. I'm gonna hang out for a couple seconds, see how far this can. Whoa, look at it go! Oh, it sell off instantly. What's that look like? Oh, I have to 1 minute. How'd that happen? No wonder it looks crazy. I'm sorry, guys. I thought I was on a 30-minute. I'm a fool. Oh, we're getting some crazy wicks going, though. Looking like she wants to run. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. That was on the 1 minute. I got all excited. I was like, what's going on? All right, guys. That's all I've got for you today. Per usual, if you enjoy the content I provide here for you every morning on BoringCrypto.io, please, by all means, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for notifications, watch, like, share all the videos, and I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. I'm out of here.